What's up, guys? My name is Brandon. You guys can call me Swifterrs, and welcome back to a brand new Fortnite video here on my channel today. I'm super excited to be bringing you guys 10 types of Fortnite players. Now, I can assume that all of us have eventually came across each of these 10 players while we've played Fortnite before. So I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below at the end of this video which type of Fortnite player you guys are that I mentioned in today's video. If I forget to mention any different types of Fortnite players and you guys happen to think of one, also let me know in the comment section below and I may include it in an upcoming video. Regardless, let's dive straight into today's video, taking a look at the 10 different types of Fortnite players. Alright guys, now the first type of player, I can assume we've all been there at one point in our time, probably when we first started playing Fortnite, and that is the noob. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is a player who is bad at Fortnite. Now, the noob is someone who a lot of us can relate to because I don't know about you guys, but when I first got on Fortnite for the very first time, specifically Battle Royale when it came out in September of 2017, I was so bad at the game. It took me a few days to actually sort of figure out what was going on, how to master building, and really utilize that to my advantage. So the first player is obviously the noob. This is someone who is not good at Fortnite, so we've either all been the noob or we've encountered the noob, whether we're playing public and we want to join a squad, we're playing with someone who may be playing Fortnite for the first time. Now, the second type of Fortnite player is the Rager. This is someone who gets mad at everything that happens in the game, most specifically when it comes to them dying over a particular reason. And I don't know about you guys, but there have been plenty of times where I'm playing Fortnite where something ridiculous happens in the game and I get so frustrated. Last week, for example, I was playing and I ended up getting a close quarter shotgun hit on an enemy. I only got 6 damage with the shotgun, even though it was a headshot. I ended up dying, and that made me very upset. So what I did was I took off my headset and I threw it on the ground, and unfortunately I broke my headset. I instantly regretted it as soon as I did it, and I had to order a new part for my headset. So that's one example of a Rager, and again, I've been guilty of being the Rager a few different times, but the Rager is just someone who gets very frustrated and mad at the game. Now, moving on to the next type of Fortnite player, this is the team player. This is an individual who puts his team before himself. He would run back into the storm to revive you. He always drops ammo for you, even if he's low. This is the type of guy that you want to have on your team. He's always willing to give you minis. He's always willing to give you other shields and medikits and bandages, even though he may not have a lot of health. This guy puts you guys and his teammate before himself. This is someone who you 100% want to have on your team. Now, another type of Fortnite player is known as the challenge guy. This is a guy who always tries to do some sort of challenge to make the game a little bit different. One, for example, would be he only uses pistols, he only uses shotguns, or only uncommon weapons. He tries to challenge himself at the game because maybe he's already very good and every time he plays Fortnite, he just gets bored of it. So he wants to spice up his gameplay a little bit and do a challenge every single game. This could be problematic, especially if he's on your team, considering he's obviously going to be a burden to your team if he's only using pistols or only using shotguns. So the challenge guy most likely is a solo player, and if you happen to find someone trying to do challenges where they're only using a certain type of weapon, or they're not using any bandages, or they're not using any other chests, they're only picking up weapons off the ground, it's probably not going to be a guy that you're going to want on your team. Now, moving on to another type of Fortnite player, this is definitely someone that you do not want on your team, and this is the selfish player. It's very opposite from the team player, and the selfish player is an individual who doesn't like to give ammo away. He keeps bandages to himself. He already has a rare or legendary weapon, but he decides to pick up another quality weapon before giving his teammates anything. This guy is really bad to play with because even though he has all of this really good stuff, he has a lot of ammo, he has a lot of bandages, he has really good weapons, he doesn't give any away because he wants to keep all of his materials, resources, and weapons all to himself. So moving on to the next type of Fortnite player. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have been very guilty of being this exact type of player, and this is the lone wolf. This is a player who doesn't tell his teammates that he's leaving a specific town or an area and he's going to a new location. Now again, I have done this so many times and my teammates and my friends can attest to this. Whenever we're looting a town, I decide, you know what, I'm done looting, and I forget to tell my teammates that I'm running off to a different area, and this is problematic for a lot of ways. First off, if your teammate gets in a firefight, you're not there to help him. Secondly, if you get in a firefight, you don't have your teammates there to back you up. So as I said, I have been very guilty of being this exact player, and I don't leave my teammates to be sneaky. I don't try to do it to go and get more kills than them or loot a specific area before they get there. I just genuinely forget to tell my teammates sometime that I'm leaving an area to go to a new place. So moving on to the next type of Fortnite player, this is someone who I've encountered a lot, and honestly I really don't like having them on my team, and that is the social butterfly. This is a guy who plays Fortnite while his friends are over, but he leaves his microphone on and he is talking to his friends extremely loud. You can hear his friends in the back, they're loud, they're making noises, and it's really difficult for you to concentrate on the game because when you have your headphones on and you can hear all of his friends talking, it really does take away from the overall aspect of the gameplay. On top of that, the player who is the social butterfly is more concentrated on talking and hanging out with his friends than actually concentrating on the game. Now, in addition to the social butterfly, this next player is very similar, and that is the music man. This is the guy that is always playing music in his mic. Again, this is someone who I've encountered a lot, and I really don't like having them on my team. The music's so loud, it's annoying, it's really difficult for me to play and hear footsteps and really dive into the game just because there's music blasting in my ears. Now, this is extremely problematic for a lot of ways because oftentimes the music man is focusing on the music and it's really taking away from his experience. Now, I don't know if it's just me and my playstyle, but whenever I play Fortnite, I really like to have nothing else going on. I don't like to have music in my room playing. I don't like to be focusing on anything else. I really like to zone in, have my headset on, turn up the volume pretty loud so I can really focus on the game. And when you come across a player who is the music man, blasting music into the microphone, it really annoys me. It's one of my pet peeves, and I don't know if anyone else feels the same way as I do, but that is the music man. He's definitely a player that I personally don't want on my team. Moving on to the next type of Fortnite player, this is someone who I think we've all encountered or at least been sometime in our life, not specifically in regard to Fortnite, but if you've been playing video games for a very long time like I have, this is definitely you. This is the squeaker. This is an individual, most likely a little kid with a high voice who hasn't gone through puberty yet. As I said, I've been playing video games for a very long time, ever since I was about 5 or 6, and when I first got into online gaming, I also had a very high voice. I was a very small little kid. I hadn't gone through puberty yet, so I was obviously a squeaker. But in regards to Fortnite, this is an individual who obviously has a very high voice. But the worst type of squeaker is the squeaker that's always talking and doesn't know a thing about the game. So when you have a squeaker in combination with a noob, it makes for a very bad player. Now the worst thing about the squeaker is that he moans and complains about everything in the game, especially when he goes down. The squeaker is someone who is a little bit annoying just because it's very loud in your ears. He's complaining a lot, and it's someone who you don't necessarily want to have on your team. Now moving on to the final type of Fortnite player for today's video, this is another person that you definitely do not want on your team, and this is Mr. AFK. This is the guy who always leaves to go and do something during the game, and it's really unfortunate because this person tells you right before the game starts, hey, I've got 2 hours to play uninterrupted, but 15 minutes into the game, he says that he needs to go get some food or do some chores or finish the laundry, and it sucks because he stays in the game and he makes sure to tell you that you better keep him alive and make sure that he doesn't die. This guy is no fun to have on your team because he definitely halts the overall process of the game, and obviously there are certain circumstances where I've personally had to leave a game really quickly to go and grab something from the other room, whether it's a bite to eat or a glass of water, but I make sure to do it at a convenient time where me and all of my teammates are secure in a house, we're hiding, and I'm only going to be gone for about 30 seconds. Now, I know the feeling of having to guard someone who's not at their computer or not at their PlayStation or ready to play, and it really sucks, so I try not to be a burden on any of my friends or any of my other teammates, and I try not to be this type of guy. So guys, there you have it. Those were 10 types of Fortnite players. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys are any of these Fortnite players that I mentioned in today's video, or if you've ever encountered someone like this. On top of that, make sure to let me know in the comment section below other types of Fortnite players you guys have encountered that I didn't mention in today's video, and I may just include it in a part 2. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to drop a like down below, subscribe if you're new, and turn on those notifications because I do upload daily Fortnite content. With all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you later.